Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And I know I'm a little bit late, but had a cold during the weekend and didn't want to shoot any video during that time. But we're here to discuss Star Trek Picard Season 2, Episode 3. And compared to the first and second episode, this one is a little bit slower in pace, I can guess. It's not as great as the first two episodes. However, it does have its moment. One of the main things, which I will talk about in a little bit. Downer for me was basically like immediately after the cliffhanger kind of thing that we saw from the previous episode, where the magistrate and his people beam onto the ship, hold them at gunpoint. There is a quick tussle. The magistrate and his people are killed. However, Elnor gets fatally shot in the process and he actually dies. I do not think he is going to be dead for a very long time. I mean, because this is a time travel episode. Eventually, and Q is involved, so eventually he will actually come back. That's my firm belief, and I think that's the belief of most people. Because Elnor's character seems to be pretty, kind of like a fan favorite as well. Most of them are, so I guess they wouldn't want to kill him off. But he does die, and Raffi is extremely upset about it, more so than even Picard seems to be. But yeah, Raffi has been kind of like mothering him in the absence of her son, and she is kind of distraught. The next thing is they're trying to hook the Borg to the La Serena, and that is the moment of the series so far for me, even including first season as well. It's probably the second biggest thing for me as in terms of Star Trek Picard. But yeah, this season definitely the biggest scene for me was when the Borg Queen gets, man, she is menacing. Annie Wershing she's an actress who I've seen in a couple of things before, like I mentioned previously, and I actually, think she's kind of lovely. She is, I do have a crush on her, but she looks creepy as in this series. The makeup helps, but it's also her menacing, presence. The way she connects herself with that is really good, and Jurati is a little bit shocked, taken aback at that moment. And then she manages to take control of the La Sirena. She powers it up, and they destroy the ships that are chasing them from the from Earth, and then they slingshot themselves back into time and end up in with the calculations that the Queen is able to provide, the Borg Queen is able to provide. They land up in 2024, 2 years from our future, but for them it's in the past. They land up in Los Angeles of all places, which is where the rest of the episode takes place. Oh, I forgot to mention that this episode is actually called a simulation. With the exception of Jurati and Picard, all of them beam down, and so here's where the things go a little bit wrong for me. So Seven and Raffi are, they do meet up together after a couple of minutes, after a few moments, and they manage to get to a particular point trying to contact, I forgot what they actually wanted to do. It's been a couple of days, that's why, oh boy. Oh yeah, it's they want to go to the observation tower hoping to get an accurate scan of the area, and they have to lie their way a little bit, especially Seven being really cutish and winning over a guard, and calling him the funner person who's working there, and unfortunately for Rios, so they do actually meet over there, and they go through. Seven seems to be having a little bit more of a blast this time. She's enjoying herself a lot more. Rios gets hurt. He actually does not land properly, and he crashes. He is taken into a Hispanic hospital, and there is the biggest problem that I have with this show. Of course, they do tackle the plan of immigration and ICE coming in and getting it. That is not the problem that I had. Of course, they are going to be showing these kind of things in present day Earth. It is the fact that the doctor who is treating him, sees him and decides to start flirting with him. Um, yeah, I wasn't at all impressed by that lady's acting. It looked very cliched. So he is recovering from his injuries. He meets and befriends the doctor as well as I think her niece or son. Sorry, her nephew or son. Tries to bribe him with some peanut butter cookies in exchange for the comm badge that the boy has actually found. Unfortunately, the the authorities do come in to raid the center because she happens to be helping, even though she's an American citizen, she's helping a lot of illegal immigrants, and there's that bit of it. But for me, the doctor did not pan out, so Rios is now going to be captured. That does happen towards the end. There is the scene between Jurati and the Borg Queen, where she needs to find some data, and she connects herself to the Borg, managed to get the data that's required. They are trying to look for a person known as the Watcher, who is directly involved with the reasons why in 2024 things go wrong, and according to this timeline, as per Q, and they do things go bad, and instead of the more positive future that we are expecting for, it's a totalitarian fascist kind of regime, a xenophobic Earth that we actually see. So we don't know who the Watcher is. There are some rumors as to, is this person going to be the Watcher? Is it Guinan? Is it so and so? Is it Noonien Singh? Whoever Data is playing in this particular mosquito. In this particular era, which is another thing that I'm not really fond of. I don't know how many people can all look like Brent Spiner. Anyway, so probably this episode I'm only going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. The plus point being Rafi, and it's difficult for me to actually say because I don't really like Rafi the character at all. But Rafi and Seven's escapades, adventures on Earth being the plus point, one of the plus points, the Queen, Borg Queen, and on the ship, as well as Borg Queen and Agnes Jurari being another plus point, and the special effects as well as good as well, but the low point being the completely inappropriate flirting happening by the just because it's kind of written into the script that she's gonna be this kind of flirtatious character with Rios, and I did not like that part at all. The political stuff in this, look, Star Trek has always been political. I know some people have had some problem because they do mention the part of illegal immigrants and the situation of the Hispanics in America at that particular point in time, which is still happening. But I don't have a problem with that. It's just the fact that it looked very cliche. The fact that he's going to get arrested, and he's Hispanic himself. Those are the things that it's repetition where repetition is not really necessary. Anyway, I think it's a 7.5 out of 10 for me. I was not expecting that the highs of the first two episodes will actually continue, but I hope the next episode is going to be back to form for this particular season. That's it. That's all I want to talk about episode 3 of season 2 Star Trek Picard. I'll catch you again on the next episode. Bye.